welcome to the set of Quantum Leap. New show, behind the scenes. Very exciting show on E!
The Disney Ranch near Valencia, California is the setting for the Quantum Leap episode, The Last Gunfighter. Scott Bakula and Dean Stockwell star in this acclaimed drama series about the exploits of time-trapped scientist Sam Beckett.
I'm playing an 82-year-old gunfighter this week. It takes place in 1957. Myself and John Anderson are playing old gunfighters. It'll have more of a period feel than the stuff that we do. We've got the big gunfight in the street. We've got people riding up on horses. It's a neat episode.
Can we frame it up, please? Without scenes.
The greatest thing about the show for me is that I do get to live out a lot more than the normal fantasies that an actor gets to live out. I mean, I've really been stretched in terms of people say, well, what else do you want to do? And I keep coming up with wild stuff, and they keep coming up with wild stuff that keeps expanding whatever I ever thought I might do as an actor. I never thought that I would play several women now, and I never thought that I would play an 82-year-old gunfighter or a 90-year-old black man. So I keep getting surprised, which is, really delightful to come to work and be surprised periodically.
Just come off the gun and go down to the hand flexing. Don't worry about the sound. Roll it. Rolling. Rolling. No dialogue.
It's exciting for everybody. It's not just me as an actor, but the crew gets great variety. All the creative people have a great chance to be free and creative, and they have great opportunities to expand anything that they've done before. So I think that's really, it's a healthy thing for a TV show in our fourth season now to have still a great variety, and it's a great challenge.
It's the first time I've ever done a Western. It's very exciting. Yeah. It's simple. It's just, I don't know, there's something really simple about it. The big thing today is getting the work done. This time of year, there's not very much daylight, so it's a big factor.
We have a lot of things going for us that I think have to be very different from other shows. This is the only series I've ever done, but just as a viewer, I can get a kind of an impression of other shows. But this show, it's difficult to get bored with. Being involved in it day after day over the years now, it's difficult to get bored with it because we're in a different setting and a different time and a different look every show, different cast. And, it's a whole new ball game for everybody every week. And we have a very close-knit crew.
You like that?
I'm hoping that by the time we get ready to go.
By the time we get ready to go in about 4 hours, we'll move.
You look just like me.
Do I?
Kind of.
If I could
Even from the front.
if I could do dialogue, I could have your job.
I take care of Scott Bakula. I make sure that none of the actors doing any kind of physical stunts get hurt. And I set up all the stunts. And like I say, I double Scott when something really dangerous comes up to be done. Most of the time, he does all of his own stunts. He's doing a gunfight today, I believe, and he's, quick draw and stuff. So we had to teach him, to learn how to quick draw. And him and Dean both, actually. We brought in a specialty guy who does quick draw, and to teach them how to, do quick draw, and teach Dean how to twirl the gun and twirl it back into his holster and draw it out with it cocked. Scott picked it up just like a duck takes the water, and Dean, he came along real well with it. He had to practice a little more than Scott, but he got it down pretty good.
This is a great old gun. Wait, I pulled the straps down so I couldn't get it out. Yeah, he's a quick draw artist, so, gunfighters. But this is a beauty. This is made in Texas for the show, along with his fabulous, great little cool holster and everything. See, I should have clothes like this at Halloween. Then I would have something for Halloween, but I never do. Usually in a dress.
Okay, rehearsal. You should take your cue off of Scott. So here's what's going to happen. He's going to say his lines. We're going to drop.
In the pocket of a
Scott.
skirt.
Okay, and that'll be the cue to open the coat for the gun. Take a bead. No, yeah. Throw your cigar and open yours. And that'll be it.
Is that enough for you there?
Rolling, T-mark. And action.
Sam, you're too close.
And Scott. Cut. Yeah.
This is an extreme close-up of Ziggy. Okay, we usually carry 3 of these on the set. We have 3 live ones. We have 1 dummy. The dummy just doesn't work. It's strictly for outdoor use when the sun's out. Can't tell you too much more about him except that Dean will use these to pop in and out of scenes. This is the main hand link to the master computer, which is at the time of where Dean presently is. Okay. I can't really disclose too much information about this. NASA has been after us for years trying to get their hands on this. And I've signed top secret papers, meaning that this is strictly classified. I can't tell you too much about it. It pops people in and out of the future, back in time, and it's just one of those things. You know, if I tell you any more about it, I'm going to have to kill you.
My intimate moments of taking the wrapper off my cigar.
The cigars last a long time, and he has to match the same sizes for each scene, so they have people that watch the cigars, you know, the prop guys, and if he's in the scene and smoked a half, when we come back to that scene a half an hour later, like we'll see when we get to his coverage today, they'll come and they'll cut him a cigar that's the same length. So he may start a cigar, and it's the wrong length, and they'll set it down, and they'll give him a half cigar, and then they'll put that down and go back to the other. He's got him. You know, you can kind of see, oh, Dean was here. There's a little cigar, you know, laying on a ledge. But don't ever touch him, because he'll come after you with a big stick.
Oh, get that. Get the camera through here. We don't want anybody injured.
Scott and I get along very well, so it's still enjoyable. We got to be friends very quickly, very early on, in the first steps of the pilot. And we haven't had one off moment since then, going on 3.5 years. We enjoy one another, respect one another, and we work very well together. So it's a pleasure working with him.
Okay, we need to lose the marker there, please.
There's almost something in every episode that is either a challenge or it's something new that I've never done before, or the script that just makes a really exciting episode to do.
Okay, ready.
We're at Disney Ranch, and this is a Western Street on the back lot at Disney Ranch. It was the place where Mr. Disney used to come away to get away out of the valley, to come up here, and then they turned it into a studio for shooting and stuff. This place has probably been shot more times than Mount Rushmore. I mean, just every studio in Hollywood comes out here. We've even shot quite a few Quantum Leaps out here. We get a lunch break for now, and we'll take Jay and Scott, and we'll go right up in the hills and go look at some deer. It's a job for me. I mean, it's a normal thing. You know, it's just like anybody else that goes to work, you know. I come here and I set the stuff up, and after it's done, you just go home. If you're an accountant, you get up and go to work and hit the adding machine.
Stage 15 at Universal Studios Hollywood is the permanent home for Quantum Leap. It's here where most of the interiors are filmed. The action takes place in the saloon just after the big shootout.
Stuff like this is such a character thing is really great. It's balanced by having to wear clothes from the 70s, which is always a real drag, because it's always polyester and tight-fitting and just kind of nasty stuff. And it's definitely balanced by having to wear the real drag clothes, the women's stuff. So when you get stuff like this, it's fun to just, you know, enjoy it.
We got any WD-40?
Yeah, we do.
Everybody works so hard on the show because everything is different. We never walk into a set that we've shot at all year because we don't have any standing sets. So everybody has to work from scratch basically every day. And it's definitely very hard, and it can be very taxing and very tough emotionally for people, day after day after day for 9 months. So it's great to keep, when we can, a light atmosphere and kidding around, and people get along pretty well. Billy, chill, buddy. Everybody pitches in. It's a good group.
You know,
Scott's great. He's great. He's great. I mean, he's also directed a show this year, so which is good. It's helpful. You know, it's really helpful for a director when the actors are aware of, you know, your needs, even the technical aspects of it. You know, I mean, they know the show. They know the show better than we do. There's a lot of little pieces that you need to build up the suspense up to the gunfight. But we have 2 cameras, so that really helps get things. And it's kind of tricky, you know. You try to design it in a way that you can use 2 cameras. You know, you try to keep big pieces together, especially when you're trying to do 10 or 11 pages in a day. You really try to combine masters, which are like, you know, the wide shots with close-ups.
okay, what? Let's do it slow mo. Let's just walk through it once, okay? Ready, everybody? And everybody comes and
Quantum
action.
leapism that is developed in the set, and anytime anybody on the set says height, you know, everyone echoes it in varying degrees of enthusiasm, depending on the time of day and who says it.
Is that about the right height?
Well, we scare the heck out of guest actors, though. You know, I think a guest actor said it today, and everybody just jumped all over it. I think it came from Michael Watkins, our director of photography, and he was talking about the height of the lens or something, and somebody else repeated it, and it just one of the things that grew. We changed it. We tried a couple other words last year to you know, a new catchwords to kind of give it jazz, and nothing works as well as that. So it's stayed. So you can do it. You can run a test now. See, we'll do a test. Let's see. Watch this. I'll say something like, height. He didn't do it. He didn't do it. See? That's right. That's right. No. Height. There we go. Okay. Height. There we go. It's really, again, a very adult kind of thing we have going here.
A tradition of filmmaking is viewing the dailies, which are the previous day's scenes without any sound or special effects. For Quantum Leap's executive producer and creator, Donald P. Belisario, this is one part of his daily routine.
Dailies used to be fun because you'd go over to the screening room, you had a big screen, and even though when you were making television, you know, you felt like you were making movies. It was all on the big screen. But now we look at everything on videotape to save money and time. It was a great learning experience for everybody. You could see what scenes worked and what scenes didn't work, and discuss it. Now you do it only when you see the final picture. It was also a great time to rest in the middle of the day and sleep. This is something where we freeze to leap Sam in. Now watch. Watch what'll happen.
The story about how you cleaned up this town.
Freeze. Now everybody holds. Dean runs in. And then we'll take out all the footage in between. And he'll just pop in. That won't be a door. That'll just be a pop in. See, we just go back and remove. And there again, he freezes. He's out. And now the action will pick up again. And we'll remove the part where he walks out. We sit down to do stories, for example, for Quantum. And the first thing we do, the very first thing, not is it a good story, can we make it? Can we afford to make this hour of television? And a great deal of the time, we go, gee, that's a great idea. We just can't make it. It's too expensive. Scott is just marvelous. The physical energy it takes to do what he does. You know, if you go back through the 60-some episodes we've made so far, he's constantly contorting his body and putting his body through murderous strains. I don't know how he does it.
What keeps it happening for everybody is not only just the sheer challenge of trying to make a TV show in 8 days, but the fact that the show is still innovative and that it still is exciting, and that, you know, 2 weeks ago I was an escaped convict in a swamp, and then I was in New York, and I was living with a 50-year-old woman in the 60s, and this week, or I guess last week, I was a TV reporter in San Francisco with a psychic and trying to figure out who solved the crime, and this week I'm a gunfighter, and next week I'm a
I'm in a black female singing group from the 60s.
This sketch that I'm doing now is for the next show that's coming up after the Western show that we're shooting right now. I'm sorry I haven't got any sketches to show you from the Western show, but all of the work that was done on that show is now past for me. All my work comes ahead of what they're actually shooting, and I do the work and the design, and so when it's on the set shooting, my work is actually done. We're going to do, this dress is the starting dress that they start off in when they don't have very much money, and we'll be using this fabric here for the dress itself with this on top, this lace, and then we'll have this embroidered with rhinestones, orange rhinestones in the center. Quite crazy, huh? Very 60s. These are all shot as a woman, right here. This was Gloria. This was Gloria also. This was Gloria, as was this when she took off the jacket.
Next show you'll leap into as a singer. Next show you'll leap into as a woman. You know, everything is different every day for him.
Would you do the stunts for that as well?
As a woman, I have doubled in as a woman, yes, and wear high heels and stuff. I don't know how women walk around in those things. They sure look good in them, though.